Well, it's cool, Jay. Glad we finally got you on, brother.
Man, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, I know, man. It's just like your first visit, man.
Yeah.
If anyone wondering, the intro to our podcast is this guy, Kennyon Brown. That's it.
That's
Hello.
Brown, man.
Hello, everyone. G'day.
G'day. And that's why I love that song, bro, because that's pretty much what it is, man. We just dollar in the dream.
Yeah.
Our little budget set up, low key.
Nah, I love it, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
This is cool because it's like family
Yeah.
and friends growing up.
Yeah.
I remember being around CC since I was a kid and seeing all you guys in high school. So doing this is cool, man. I'm excited to be like one of in the first few ones to be on this podcast with you guys. So yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you have your song as our intro and stuff. So
Yeah.
we're happy about that, and excited, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's cool.
Let me back on Relic real quick. Let me back on him real quick.
Go.
I was supposed to call him, dude.
Dang, go.
Let me back on him. All right, man. Kelly. Okay, so obviously, right, we went to high school and stuff. We grew up together, and Kenyon's actually new to me. The name, right? Because growing up, it was always TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, you hear about Kennyon Brown?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I know TJ Brown, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's TJ, right?" And so growing up, TJ was like always walking around, like volleyball games, and then I look at Relic, like, hey, how does this guy look better than? How this guy get other looks and you did it, bro? Like, hey, I love you, Relic.
Love you, Relic. It's all good. We love you.
Relic, bro. Relic.
Yeah, Relic's my big bro, man, for real.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's it, brother.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, so we were excited, man. Excited.
Nah,
to have
thank you guys for
on,
having me, man.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're finally doing it. When did we start talking about this?
I want to say it was the first time it came out. It was like in 2021. Was that the first time you guys came back?
Yeah, it would have been
22.
I think maybe not the first tour, maybe like the second one. So that would have been
With everybody.
That was 23.
22.
23. Oh, 22.
Yeah.
22.
22?
I think it was 2022. That's when we first started talking
Yeah,
about
first.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Man, it's good to finally be here. Man, congratulations, my brothers, on
man.
finally starting up.
Yeah.
So I remember when you guys, when X was telling me the idea, it's just cool to see people do something that they always spoke about. And to me, this isn't small scale. This is just the start.
Right,
Like,
thank you.
bro,
Yes,
so I remember when I had started my career, so I had a budget ass mic interface and everything. So
Yeah.
I remember those days, man. But yeah.
Got to start from somewhere.
Yeah, it's for
100%,
real,
man.
All you need is the dollar and a dream.
Yes,
so we can get
that's
it
it.
started, man.
That's it.
That's the whole podcast. But cool, man. So get started. But cool. All right. Sounds good. All right.
All I got is a dollar and a drink. Oh yeah. So what you gonna roll on with me?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the PAC Nation podcast. I'm X,
And I'm CC.
and today we have a special guest for you, live and in person. My little Uso, Kennyon Brown.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So the music artist Kennyon Brown, millions of streams on Spotify, on YouTube, all over social media. So we're very excited to finally get him in. We talked with him a little bit about this for a few years now,
Yeah.
as we mentioned, and we're excited to finally have him on the podcast and drop some knowledge for the Pacific Islander youth and for all the PAC Nation. So also, welcome, brother. Love you, man.
Thank you. Thank you, X. Thank you, CC. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
My pleasure, man. Honored to be here.
Yeah, we're excited, Oos. But cool. So you just want to kind of give a little intro for yourself, Oos, and tell us a little bit about what kind of started your music journey. I mean, for us, we remember you singing since you was a little kid, Oos. So I'll share my memory after you. But what kind of started that for you?
Well, yeah. My name's Kennyon Brown. Everyone knows me as TJ. My big brothers here know me as TJ. I live in Sydney now, and I obviously used to live here as a young kid in Orange County. And we moved to Australia 2010, so that's maybe 15 years now. Well, music started for me. Well, music's always been around. Like in high school, seeing all you guys jamming the ukulele at school, taking the guitars to school. That was like me when I went to school, junior high. Used to have the ukulele. We used to jam during lunch break and recess. So music was always around. But I guess like as us Samoans, music is a big part of our our culture. Dance, music is a big part of our culture. So music's always been around, but I think the whole becoming a studio performer started when I moved to Australia. That's where it really began for me. And it started off as a hobby. And then next thing you know, it started getting bookings. And then from the bookings I was able to make a career out of it. And it's still going. So grateful to God for the blessings and being able to still keep it full time. Because I never, as a young kid, when I was living here, imagined I'd be a full-time musician. So, yeah, being where I am now, I don't know how. I don't know how, but it turned out the way it is. So.
Right. No, it was hard work. So hard work, consistency.
Yeah, well, even that, like I know a lot of it comes from the grind and hard work and working hard, countless hours in the studio. But even sometimes, like I'll wake up, pinch myself, be like, man, I don't know how we got here. I know that we worked through it all. But like working with Noise and Donnie and Bina, because we're all family orientated. Mm-hmm. We all have kids, and I know family comes first to us. So we're always like, man, how are we here? Yeah, being musicians, and we know we put in the work, but just being able to reciprocate like that energy from all the fans that listen to the work, it's buzzy to us to be able to be in a position that we're in. So. But yeah, it all started from here, California. Yeah. Jamming at school and watching all of you guys and like Keller and, Relic, my older brother. Music has always been around. Because I remember coming to like the games and seeing all you guys like jam the guitar and hang out. And it was always around. So the inspiration's been there since I was little. So yeah.
Right. Man, that's dope to hear about where you first started thinking about music. Because I remember, and I shared it with you too, so like the memory that I have was we always play video games in my auntie's garage. So all the boys would always be in the garage playing video games, and then they had a piano in the garage. So we're playing video games, and then Jay comes back there, and he starts like messing on the piano. I was like, oh, that's what's up, Bruce. Like, yeah, go learn piano. And then so like then he starts singing the Cisco song. So like, what was it called again?
Life is incomplete.
Wait, is it incomplete?
Incomplete. Without you, girl, my life's incomplete.
Oh, I think so. I think that was the one.
That's a good song, though.
That is a good song.
Song makes me. There it is.
Yeah, that's the one that you're playing.
Man.
So CJ was playing it and then like started singing it. I was like, oh, dang, Teach. I didn't know you could sing, bro. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this dude got a good voice, man.
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, but that was like right before they moved. And so once they did move, and then like later on when TJ got older, then we started seeing the music coming up from YouTube.
Yeah.
So we saw like covers and stuff.
Yeah.
And just posting on YouTube. Yeah. So like, well, it's cool because now that you're singing that Holo Holo, She Mad, She Angry. Yeah. And then I could see like everyone that's singing it. So I was like, oh, hey, man, they've been down since day one, man. So that's why.
About 10 years old, that song. So yeah, that's definitely day one.
Dope, Boost. A lot of fans from like day one, it seemed like, because they knew that one. Yeah. When you started singing it, so it's dope.
How old would I have been from that garage?
From the garage?
Memory.
We were still in 13? High school. So I was like 17, and you would have been
12, 11?
13. It was, yeah.
Dang.
12, 13.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. Because how old were you when you moved to Oz? So
I was 14.
Yeah, because 14, me and Kels 15. Were 18. Yeah, we just graduated.
Yeah, and you guys 4 years older. Yeah. Dang, man. Yeah, I don't even 14. Remember that. I remember you telling me the other day. I was like, what?
That was the first time I heard you sing, and I was like, damn, this fool got some vocals, man. And you was just messing around, dude. So
I don't even remember if I was playing just the chorus, huh?
No, yeah. It wasn't like the full-on song, yeah. Nah, it was just like chords, dude. And then I heard it. I was like, damn, Jay, you can sing, man.
That's days.
Yeah. So you were in 8th grade, and right before you were about to come to Western, and then you guys bounced to Oz, right?
Yeah.
And, just to kind of like piggyback off of what I said about the covers. So rewinding back to like 14 it was? Like Like I had just gotten back.
Yeah.
2014, 15.
It would
Yeah.
have been around that time.
So around that time, me, X, and I, we do a little Jack in the Box runs. We just by Jackson, chill in the car.
Yeah.
And then play music and stuff. And then I fear a cover of a Ty Dolla $ign featuring B.O.B.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, hey man, who is this?
Yeah.
He was like, that's TJ. I was
Yeah.
like, what? It's Carol's little brother. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Was that 2014?
That was like 2014,
I think
15.
so. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
after we had gotten home.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like 2014, 15.
Because we would always go just hit up Jack in the Box after work and stuff,
Yeah.
and then before we go play ball or something. And
Yeah.
then, we would just be listening.
Yeah,
to
and
the
at
covers.
that time we was literally at $1, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
dude.
that bro, because we're young,
Bro,
just going for
yeah.
the mission, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and like just talking about like our future goals and stuff during that time. But yeah, that's the first time I heard one of your covers, and I was like, all right, man, Tito,
I
get
think
down.
I think that would have been the first cover too, or maybe the second cover I ever did
Okay,
that I released for streaming on SoundCloud.
yeah.
SoundCloud and YouTube.
Oh,
Dang, man, I haven't heard that since forever.
yeah, and also TJ, you mentioned right now, like the thoughts that you have, like with you being in the is it Donnell Lewis?
Donnell, yeah,
Yeah.
Donnell Lewis.
But you call him like Donnie for sure.
Donnie.
Okay, so you mentioned right now with you, Bina, and Donnie, like sometimes you ask yourself like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Like man, it's consistency, man.
Yeah.
You guys put in the work.
Yeah.
You three put in action, right? You know what I mean? Like if you want success, you need to put in the work,
Yeah,
and that's what you guys
100%,
did.
bro.
And like what the big bro Relic said, consistency, man.
Yeah.
And then he also mentioned it too on one of our previous episodes, and he said he's like, man, my little bro TJ, that guy is a definition, like example, prime example
I've seen that episode.
of consistency, and so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to see.
Appreciate it. It was appreciated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, 100, man. So, yeah, all the covers that you did, man, was cool, man. I love them, man.
Yeah.
And now it's like with other artists, I mean, everybody's doing the reggae
Yeah.
country.
The reggae country.
And I love the latest one you dropped through, the
One Night
One Night
Dance,
Dance.
yeah.
Oh, man, that
That
one goes
one,
hard, man.
yeah, that one came out of because I just remember I heard it for the first time, and it's by Randall King. Randall King, yeah. I was gonna say Randall Jackson. But dang,
Randy Jackson.
Randy Jackson. Yeah, I heard it randomly, and I sent it to Noise. I was like, "Ooh, so I might remix this." He goes, "Oh yeah, just do it and then send it back to me. I'll do something to it." So I tracked it that night, and that's why I did it because it was just fun to sing.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Noise, and he sent it back, and then now we're like, man, I love those reggae country songs.
Yeah.
Like I love reggae and country,
Right.
but now being able to like sing and cover reggae songs and country songs have Noise flip it.
Yeah.
I think I found something that's ignited me again
Yeah.
on a whole new path.
A whole new, yeah.
So now we have like another 2 lined up.
Yeah.
Like me and Noise, like a reggae country song. So
Right.
yeah, that one again was random, but it just worked
Hey,
out.
nah, it's dope,
Yeah.
Bruce. I love it, man. But you know what's funny is like when we think about, like how you said, it was like just growing up with sports, music, and it's just always around. And like something that we kind of don't notice until you actually like focus on it. But like, so like Samoans and Polynesians, Pacific Islanders in general, we've been doing covers since forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, but then they would change it to Samoan, like,
Yeah.
you know, or Tongan reggae. So they would take the Polynesian
Yeah.
songs and translate it to Samoan and Tongan.
Even the Island Girl song.
Oh, yeah,
someone-
they did that one,
there was a kid from Samoa who covered that. When I heard that, I was like, it was cool.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, I was like, dang, we really cover everything.
Yeah,
So-
so well, even didn't they cover "Come My Way"? The Foi Mai, was that it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
another
was
one.
another one, right?
Dang, it was some. They were waiting for a nursery song to be sung in Samoan. So.
Samoan.
I would say my favorite cover, like of yours, would be the one featuring Donnell Lewis, Fiji, Morning Ride.
Morning Ride.
That's,
Yeah.
Bro, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I played it at work many times, and I've been asked, "Hey,
Thank
man,"
you.
and they were like, "Hey,
Appreciate
like,
it.
hey Siri," or like, "Hey, Shazam." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, man, that's the little boy right there, dude." But yeah, that's my favorite.
I love
Morning
Morning
Ride.
Yeah, Morning
Yeah,
with
Ride.
Donnell
Lewis.
Yeah.
That was kind of. I mean, if I could talk about that one,
Yeah.
so Morning Ride. That's where it kind of started. I would say Morning Ride is really where everything began for me and Donnie. Donnie was already kind of solidified his career by that time, and I think I was maybe like 4 years into singing, making music, and he sent me that. He started it off and sent it to me. And like, "Oh, can you sing the second verse?" And keeping in mind we're young, so we don't understand the politics and the I guess the legal stuff behind doing covers. So we're just young dudes. When he sent it to me, and we just love making music. So then released it on YouTube and SoundCloud, and then bro did its thing. And at that time, Facebook was kind of big. So then the Facebook video went viral. Yeah, and then fast forward, and I said this on a lot of the shows that we've had this last tour, 2 weeks. The whole story behind the cover was beautiful, because after we released it, keeping in mind we're young, so, and we're nobodies in the scene at that time, and we obviously didn't know Feej at that time either. So we fast forward like 3-4 years after that, I think like 29 around that time, 2018, 2020, do our first USA tour. And then that's when we met Feej at our first show in Kahuku. And we went to Kahuku High School. We did a high school show for the kids. And after the show finished, we didn't know, but it was like there was no one there. It was like 20, 30 kids, and it was an empty auditorium. And then down at the back door was open, and yeah, you see Feej sitting there in his wheelchair. I think he was with, one of his nieces. Can't remember. There's a lady with him as well. I think it might have been his sister or cousin or someone. Went back there, and he came to watch us, and that was a moment I'll never forget. And I was nervous. It was very humbling. I was expecting to hear delete it or like, no, you can't have that. But he said, man, I love your guys' cover. Keep singing that everywhere you go. Don't ever stop performing that song. Love it. And you guys did an amazing job. From that moment onwards, that was a life-changing moment for me. And where we are now with in the music scene now, and the news that we have now with Feej. So that was a very big life-changing song and moment for me and Donnie, because now it's like one of our most like reciprocated songs when we sing it live.
Yeah.
And everyone, they love that song. So that's a good one.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was one of the better covers, man.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we love all of them, man.
Yeah.
So we're excited to hear more.
And just stepping off what you were talking about, the specific song, right, Morning Ride, covered by TJ and Donnell Lewis.
Yeah.
So I'm very observant. You know what I mean? I'm very observant, and I like to like point things out, like little details. So if you look at the video, guys, if you watch the video, you'll notice Kennyon is wearing a Notre Dame sweater jacket, right? Like a thing. So if you don't know, the reason why he's wearing that is because he's related to Justin Utupo, right? Who played at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the connection right there. So
shout out to Coach there. That's why I had it, because I didn't get it from him, but I remember I was at a thrift store in Sydney, and I just seen it. And at the time, Justin was playing, and I was like a proud little cousin. And no one really knew college football in Australia, but I would go around, my big cousin plays college football for Notre Dame. So I remember seeing that, and I bought it at a thrift shop. And as soon as that video, like, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna film." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wear this."
Yeah.
That's funny that you remember that.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed. I'm like I said, I'm very observant. You know, and that's really cool. And Justin was a really good standout player. He played at Lakewood, and now he's coaching at Long Beach Poly, right?
Yeah, coach at Long Beach Poly.
Yeah, and they had a really. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping off topic.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool though.
They had a really big statement game against
Justin. Shout out to Justin, Coach Justin Utupo, man. Yeah.
Yep, Coach, man, doing good things at Poly, man.
Yep.
So it's dope, man. We'll see about getting him on one of these days when the schedule permits for him. But that's cool. That was one of the bigger songs that you guys covered, and it went viral. And of course, the Pacific Islanders, our PAC Nation, they all love to do. So it's good that kind of was a stepping point for you guys to. Also put out some of your original music, man, which people love too. Yeah. So
the Morning Ride was definitely a big stepping stone, 100%, because that gave us a lot of confidence.
Right.
So that's a perfect way to put it. Morning Ride was a big stepping stone for us.
Yeah.
So when Morning Ride came out and it did its thing for us, again, Fiji for that one, another one, and we were able to work off the back of that and release more covers and more originals and. Yeah, so it was a big stepping stone for us.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so for you guys, like, we're not in the music industry, but like when you're going to release new music, like what kind of guides you to releasing like a single versus releasing an album? Because I know you've released a few singles recently, but your album was it last year or a couple years ago?
It was maybe 2 years ago, the last album. That's a good question though. Because no one's really ever asked us. Because a lot of people always wonder, like, when are we going to release an album?
Right.
But I think people also want to know what drives us
Yeah,
to
what kind of
deciding.
makes that decision for you guys?
So I had this conversation with some artist in one of the cities. He came up and asked for a picture, like, in the last 2 weeks. I can't remember. But his question was, what should I do as an artist trying to come up? And I specifically talked about that, the album versus single decisions. So for me, it used to be album.
Right.
But like that's what I was pushing for. So after the first album, which was Out the Blue, and then the second one was Kenny Hendrix. It was after Kenny Hendrix came out, I realized that there was a lot of songs that were getting, because unless you're, to me, this is my opinion, unless you're like a Drake or Chris Brown,
Right.
Kendrick Lamar, like those big, like people will go, Justin Bieber, people will go and listen to their albums.
Yeah.
Whereas us, I feel like we don't really have that pool yet to be able to like be like, hey, here's 20 songs on the album, go listen to it.
Yeah.
So that's what I told the kid. I said, man, just focus on releasing singles, build a lot of momentum, and then when you feel like you have enough songs out, then just drop a body of work, because you don't want to just sit on a lot of music for too long. But that's why I stopped doing albums, because I'm trying to build the momentum.
Yeah.
Because I've been working on, everyone's going to be like, bro, where's that album? Kenny Hendrix 2. I've been working on that for like 3 years, or since the last one. And a lot of it's ready, but I don't know. I just like the singles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like focusing on songs.
Right.
So my plan now is to drop like one song a month and push that, move on to the next. So like spend like a week or two promoting it, then another week or two talking about it now that it's out, and then once that month is over, then start the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I feel for me, from my experience and that I've seen with our fans, is like a lot of the times the album songs will go under the radar, and I don't want that. I want all the songs to get heard, you know, regardless if a single goes good or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I decide, or we decide now. Let's just drop singles,
Yeah.
get the momentum rolling, and then when we feel like it's a good time to just give them like a 7-8 piece body work, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good
That's
question, because I've never been asked that, like how we decide if we're gonna drop singles or drop albums. But yeah, I told the kid that, and he's like, oh. Yeah, nah, you're right. And I said, because he's like, oh, I have an album ready. And I was like, bro, I think you should just drop singles first.
Right.
Get the fan base up and create an audience, because you don't want to just drop an album and there's no audience for it to listen to.
Exactly.
So you're better off building your audience through your singles, get the hype going, and then when you have enough in the audience, whether it's 20, 50 people, at least you have 50 people to hear a whole body of work.
Yeah.
And out of the 50, realistically, maybe only like half of that will listen to it.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we decide if we're gonna do singles or albums. But right now, I think I'm gonna stay on the singles journey for a little bit, and then drop an album next year. Everyone on this tour has been asking, "Oops, bro, you've been talking about Kenny Hendrix 2 for how many years? When are you gonna drop it? Like next year? Drop it next year."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's good, because I mean, I like the singles, because like, I mean, I like when the albums drop.
Yeah.
But then like, I like.
You like
hearing
just knowing
every
like what's okay. There's one song to focus on.
Yeah,
I'll focus on that, because again, everyone's busy. We don't have time to sit down and jam like even me. I don't really listen to albums anymore.
Right.
The other, when the album, Justin Bieber's album came out, everyone was like, "Oh, have you listened to the album?" I'm like, bro, I don't really want to listen to albums.
Yeah.
Until someone shows me songs, or that's like listening to a single.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the exact album I was gonna bring up, because Bieber dropped his album more recently.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's a good album.
Yeah.
A lot of good songs, but then it's like I can't decide what to listen to. Like, all right, I'll just listen to TJ.
Maybe go back to the other one.
Yeah.
We'll listen to another genre. So
So it's like every album, or just like a single, like it has that like one hit wonder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like you kind of ask yourself, I'm gonna go listen to the other songs. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, like, kind of like rewinding back to Fiji. Man, the thing with this album, man, like basically all his songs are like bangers. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like I'll listen to his albums, front to back, and then back to front. Because it's just this is bangers.
Yeah. But then again, it's like sometimes you got to take a chance, right? Like not so take a chance, but like okay, take a chance.
I think taking a chance is the right.
And by listening to all the songs, like give it a chance. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's funny you said that, because then I listened to Justin Bieber's album. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
there's some bangers here, and then downloaded a few songs
Exactly,
from the album.
yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I guess in hindsight, like with people's attention spans these days,
Right.
it's so
That's it.
short.
Yeah.
We got attention spans of like kids now, man.
Yeah,
So everyone's
seriously,
just
bro.
like, and from my experience, there's gonna probably be people like, no, I listen to albums. I'm album like all day, every day.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have attention spans
Right,
to
right.
be able to
Yeah.
listen
Yeah,
to a full
especially
body
now.
work. Because everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
I think life's busier these days.
No, that's right.
And I think just the way that music is distributed now and streamed, it's very different
Yeah.
to release a full album.
Yeah,
Because when you release so much content, it's almost like the audience doesn't know what to do with it. It's like,
because they don't know, like, they just don't know how
Yeah.
to like handle. Because you have like 15, 20 songs to listen to, and you're
Yeah.
like, man, I don't know. Like, I want to get through all of it, but I got this to
Right,
do.
right.
And so
but and then another point, what you made, it was just like, as an artist, you want every song that you put out to
Yeah.
get the attention it deserves
Yeah.
because you put in the work
yeah,
on every single song.
whether every single, like, if I so for example, if I have 20 songs on an album, and I went and dropped them all as a single, one every month. So
Yeah.
that's what, like 2 years, over a span of 2 years, 20 songs, and not all the songs get the shine that I wanted it to. I would just be happier knowing that
Yeah.
I pushed it. You know,
that it had its time.
had its time.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, exactly. Like it had each song had its time
Yeah.
in the spotlight
100%.
because you spread it out, and that's what I like, Oos, like being able to hear different songs. Because, yeah, I think to your point, Oos, you dropped the For Me Now, and then not too long after you dropped One Night Dance.
One Night Dance.
And so it's like giving for me a chance, like, oh
Listen-
man, I
to
love
listen
For Me
to,
Now, yeah.
yeah.
And then like, okay, now One Night Dance, and then
Yep.
it's like, oh dang, I
Yep.
get to listen to both of them with plenty of time.
Yeah,
before-
that's pretty much the rollout now, and the game plan we're doing for the remaining months in this year is like to give. We have pretty much a single lined up for. Yeah, well, we have a single lined up for every month, but I'm trying to push it and do like 2 singles in a month.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of overload, just because I won't be able to give one of the songs enough attention and push.
Right.
So, but I would love to. There's so many songs that we have ready to drop, but it's probably gonna go into next year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, but that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Yeah.
hear what you guys have ready for us. Because
Yeah.
being a family, I already know you guys have some great stuff
Yeah, we
coming out.
already
Oos.
played some of the new stuff in the car.
Yeah. But so I'm excited, man. And I know a lot of these new songs and stuff have a lot of, what would you call that word? They're very meaningful to you
Yeah.
guys. You being an Ankela,
Mhm.
being siblings, and also being able to write your own original music. So one of the questions I that's always been in my mind since we've been talking about like bringing you on the podcast, Oos, is I've seen like a difference in your music from when you first started compared to now. And I wanted to kind of pick your brain, Oos, to see like, I know your son was a big influence
yep.
in kind of changing your music, but what would you say, or how would you describe the difference in the music from the beginning of your career to now? And like, as an artist, like, you don't have to stick to the same thing. You can kind of change up, but can you kind of describe
Yeah,
that?
that's a good question. Thanks. So the definitely from back then to now, a lot of the music was I always call it worldly, very worldly music. If you go back to my old videos, freaking at pool parties with a bunch of girls, and then fast forward to now, a lot of the music has more meaning. And on top of that, a lot of the music now that we're releasing is streamed more, because I feel like it's more relatable.
Yeah.
What I feel like, what I'm not saying, I'm not talking down on God like that kind of music.
Right.
But for me, the music now that comes from the heart, and for example, Hula Hoop, that was about
Yeah.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Lady Love, Bina wrote that about
MJ.
yeah, that was her inspiration. Like when we wrote that, she was like, this about MJ. Blessing was about Getty.
Yeah.
And then Keller's next song, I don't know if he spoke about it on his episode. His next episode's about his daughter. His next song's about his daughter.
Yeah.
And they're genuinely good songs.
Yeah.
Like, not being biased. Like I love those songs. And even Bina's next song is about Maka and her kids.
Oh.
And then my next one with Bina, like I have one with Bina coming out, that's about Isaiah. Another one about Isaiah. But the main thing we try and do with all the songs is we don't like word for word say this is about my son.
Yeah.
We make it seem like it's for
Relatable,
anybody.
yeah.
Relatable.
It's just in general.
That's how Lady Love worked, because some people thought it was about being able to sing about Makkah.
Yeah.
And some people sing it like it's about a love song.
Right.
Some took it as it's for kids.
Yeah.
Same thing. It could be a love song to your other half, but it was about as that. So that's the beauty of it now. Is like the inspiration around is so different to what I was inspired by when I first started. My surroundings there were no kids in the family.
True.
It was just I was surrounded by a lot of the partying, the alcohol, and everything that comes with that. Where I still am, like I see it a lot, but it's not what like interests me anymore.
Yeah. What drives you?
What drives me?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, I guess from back then to now, the big change in the music has been the surroundings and the interests and the inspirations that I have now compared to when I first started.
Right.
But Baby Izzy Boy is definitely like a big part of it. Even if I have like 2 songs that he kind of started, like I wrote about him, but then ended up turning into a love song. So like a lot of it comes from him, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I could take like an experience with him and then change it into a whole nother song.
Yeah.
So a lot of the music that's coming out soon from me being in Kells has a lot to do with the family. But it's gonna be relatable to everybody that listens to it. So,
Man, that's dope. Oos.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, Oos, you know, like earlier in your life and in your career, that's kind of what was around.
Yeah.
That was the lifestyle.
The experience as you get older, you experience more. And,
Right.
Yeah. So those young TJ.
Yeah.
Young Kennyon.
Young and dumb.
Yeah, TJ, in the last episode with Bina and Maka, I actually told Bina that it's really cool to see the sibling bond with you, Relic, and Bina, and doing your thing together. You know what I mean, that's really cool and I can relate to that because, I mean, not so like on the musical side of it, but more so like the bond. Yeah, because I have a really pretty strong bond with my siblings.
Yeah,
we're all pretty close, and then it's so cool seeing the 3 of you. You know what I mean? Especially, and it's different when, I didn't really know Bina growing up, but she was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She was always around.
Yeah,
you
and
definitely seen her.
And like I said in the beginning, I just knew you was like the little bro walking around. You know what I mean? And I obviously have a
for the record, I was telling the boys like when I'd come to watch them in high school, I would always like come to the volleyball games, football games, and I'd be like, man, I can't wait to be like those guys, man.
You know? Yeah, it's like what TJ said. He was like the little bro walking around with Seal. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Noogie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, Relic's like a little bit. It's like a big bro to me, and it's like it's cool to see that. It's different when you actually know them, and then it was cool to see.
Definitely
so,
some memories there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then with what Cece's talking about, Oos, with like siblings and everything.
Yeah.
I see it as a blessing to have you and your siblings all in the music industry and all successful artists in your own right. So what does it mean to you to be doing something that you love with the people that you love and you're closest with?
Man, it's cool. Like, because obviously Bina and Kelly were very close. Bina, she lives in Darwin now, so she moved. Her and her kids, and then me and Kelly are still in the same house. We're still living together. But just being able to like do music together, and you guys have siblings too. We fight and fuss and whatnot, but it always comes back to like, man, the love is still gonna be there. But doing music with them is like, to me it's kind of like unreal, because we'll be in the studio and I'll be like, they know, and they're probably gonna be like, yeah, they're rolling their eyes right now. But when I'm recording with them, like I get very too serious, so I just want the best for them.
Right.
And so like I treat them like clients.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, do it again. I don't like that. You need to focus. Like, and so we have that relationship where we can be serious with each other, get the job done, and then go back to being like siblings. But when we're recording together, I don't treat them as my siblings. Because I know if I do that, for me personally, like it'll get too like laid back. Yeah. And I want to give them the best that I can when I'm like doing music with them, because I do a lot of recording and engineering for both of them, and they do writing as well. So when we're in the studio together working, I try and like take it serious with them. But it's weird because I'll turn, because I have my mic here and this is where my laptop is, and I always turn to the left. And there's moments where like we're at the end of the recording session and I'll look and I'm like, man, this is like my sibling, my sister, my brother. Yeah. And then it's just like takes me back every time. So yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it. Everyone's always like, bro, what is it like? I'm like, I don't know. It's weird, but it's weird in a good way. Like I don't know how to explain it yet. The feeling I have getting to do music with Kels and Bina. Right. Yeah. So yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Nah, but that's good insight, bro.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes when you do stuff with people that you're close with, it can be easy just to be
Yeah.
chill and stuff and laid back. Like, even speaking for me and Sissy, like, we're close, man, like brothers. And it can be easy for us to kind of be laid back and trying to start this podcast.
Yeah.
But I think we both kind of hold each other accountable.
That's it. Yeah.
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 And including who wasn't able to be with us today.
Oh man, I wish the Us was on there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Shout out Longa.
Shout out
For real,
Us.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all try to treat it as a professional business
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, we're putting this product out for the youth and
Yeah.
for the PAC Nation
Yeah.
in order for people to see that, try to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Try to make a positive impact.
Yeah.
And I know that that's something that we all take very seriously,
Yeah.
like you do with your music.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you would mention that. And I know that on our last episode with Bina and Maka, Bina had mentioned just how much she enjoys her writing sessions with you now.
Yeah.
Like how it's changed kind of over the
Yeah.
years. But now that you have Izzy Boy,
Yeah.
that she loves kind of the sessions that you guys have together.
So piggybacking off that, like I said, so a lot's changed my experiences. So the way I handle the conversations and the conversations we have now in the studio is a lot more different because we'll sit down and straight away we're like, all right, what do you want to write about? Let's write about should we just write about the kids? Just write another one about the kids and then we just flip it. So the conversations and the recording sessions are fun now because we have the inspiration there that is so like it's untouchable, man. Being able to talk about the kids and sing about the kids, man, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, TJ, just right before X was talking, you mentioned while working with your siblings, you mentioned while you're doing the work and the engineering.
Yeah.
Right? So it's literally work, right?
Yeah.
It's work, it's art and work,
Yeah.
right? Because you're doing your craft, you're making art, you're
Yep,
writing poetry, music, right? Having to put all the music together, so it's something, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something cool for any youth out there, like that's aspiring to become like a music artist, right? Because it's engineering, right?
Yep.
You have to work with like a
Pro Tools, Logic Pro,
you know?
Fruity Loops, like all GarageBand. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool to like know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like that's what came to mind when you said engineering. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to music than what people think.
Yeah, and like it's like I'm very grateful because for being able to engineer. I'm not the best engineer, but I know the basics of being able to like press record and edit this, cut that, and do some tuning or whatever. But I'm very grateful to be able to do that, and that came from I didn't have anyone to show me how to make music and record myself when I started, so I had to force myself into like, oh man, it was headaches of like trying to figure out how to use software apps. So I'd go on YouTube and figure out how to use this, what button was that, what this button meant. So yeah, the engineering side. If any musicians are watching this, man, if you can learn how to engineer yourself, record yourself, write music yourself. Russ talks about it, being able to be like have it all under one house, being like a what do they call it, like a workhorse? Is that what they call it? Where you do everything yourself.
Multitasking.
Like being able to handle everything without having to send an email to an engineer, send an email to someone to mix and master, because those are like different. Those are like all different trades. Yeah, and it's expensive. So being able to do that now, like I'm grateful for knowing that I had to, like I didn't have anyone around. I wish I did at that time. I wish I had somebody to help me. So now I'm able to help and Keller learn how to do everything themselves, and so that they don't need to reach out to like me or reach out to anyone at any moment that they want to record. They could just go in the studio and do it themselves now. But yeah, being able to engineer yourself and do everything yourself is a good, very, very good to be able to do.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that, TJ. And so you mentioned, you're basically self-taught. You know what I mean? You're self-taught, and you just kind of picked it up on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of the people that I know with like really cool trades that are really good at it, they taught themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, that's just something I noticed, something I observed.
Yeah.
I mean, like self-taught, like for me personally, like I like to learn things on my own. You know what I mean? Like,
and
I
it's better. It's more beneficial that way. Like being like, right here, for example, doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure you guys just did it, doing it yourself.
Exactly,
still figuring it out. But like watch,
Yeah.
like fast forward to maybe 2 years from now, bro, everything's gonna be easy. Oh, that was good. Yep, sweet. Go. We'll start in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I prefer doing everything that way, doing it myself, because I know I learned all the ins and the outs, and I learned all my lessons from like the losses, and so yeah, it's better that way for me personally. Being able to teach yourself by having someone to be able to to follow off is always a blessing too. But
Yeah.
we're figuring it out on your own, and the harder way is always beneficial. Yeah. Yeah.
And like kind of talking about that, having to learn everything and kind of getting to where you are now. I know, like we also mentioned, like the first kind of songs that we heard was back in 2013, 2014. So like we know that you've been doing this over 10 years now. It's like you've been in the music industry for over 10 years. That's crazy.
Bro, I'm old.
Hey, we're all old
Damn,
now.
we're all old, dude.
For real, man. But to think, like, look back on the 10 years, like, what would someone that is barely starting their journey at the beginning of their 10 years, what advice would you give them? Because it's not something that just happened overnight where you blew up. There was a lot that went into it. So what would you give advice to the younger artists that are starting their career?
And I say this to a lot of the guys that have me young ones to enjoy it. Because when I started, I just enjoyed making music. I didn't see because not like where I am now, I didn't see any of that. I didn't focus on any of that. And I know a lot of guys come into it for the wrong. I wouldn't say if it's the reason they want to come into it, I'm not saying it's wrong. But for me, a lot of the times, like, I noticed along the way, like when I would see dudes who are doing it now, I see, to me, it's like the wrong reason, you know, why they're doing a lot of them. They focus on making the money, they focus on the fame, focus on the perks of it, the lifestyle. Whereas they forgot to enjoy it at the start. For me, I feel very important is to be able to like enjoy the process of it all and gain love for it. And I feel like for anything really is like never losing your love for the craft or your career, your job, whatever it may be. Is to never lose sight of that passion, first and foremost, before everything else that comes with it. Because I've seen guys come and go in Australia who started off, did it big, did their thing, and I've seen them like years after. And this actually happened recently with one of the artists over there in Australia. I bumped into him and I was like, bro, like, how you going? Like, how you? I was like, oh yeah, nah, I don't really care anymore because it's whatever. And I'm like, and I could just tell because went from this to that very quick, and he didn't get the chance to enjoy the process of it all. And it was just all like it came and gone in the blink of an eye. And I always try and tell like the younger artists, man, don't lose that passion. Enjoy it first before everything else. So that everything else that comes, if it works out, at least you gained and won your passion for music, and you won't stop. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, like, if they don't do that, when things don't work out later on, I've noticed from the guys I've met and the conversations I've had, they've lost that passion. Now they don't care about doing it. And I'm like, you just took something you grew up for the last 10, 15 years loving music, and now because you made it a career, but you didn't enjoy that process of becoming an artist. Going from your everyday routine and job to becoming an artist, you seen what the perks were, and then you just were like, oh damn, I want that. You got it, but then you forgot to enjoy it, being an artist itself, like a studio performer. And then when things didn't work out, you kind of drifted off. And so I think for me that's the most important thing, man, is gaining that passion and not losing that passion. First and foremost, and then everything else that comes with it. At least you have your foundation of music, being an artist. So,
that makes a lot of sense, just because I remember seeing quite a few artists, like Australian artists specifically, that kind of came up around the same time. They were kind of gaining like notoriety around the same time as you, and all of a sudden I don't hear nothing about them anymore. And I was like, damn, I wonder what happened. But you know,
just again, they saw like what they thought. Shout out to our big brother Sam, Matsubuki Fortify. He taught me this. He was like, the new now is not forever. So like a lot of the times guys would think like, oh man, this is crazy. That doesn't last. And that's why you gotta enjoy and gain that passion, solidify that passion for music, the love for music. And Feej was another advocate for that. He would always teach people like, love music first. Everything else that comes with it will come if you love music and have the passion for it.
Man, that's 100%. That makes sense.
But that could be for anything, Like, not just music. It can be for sport, anything, really. Like, having
if
love for it.
If you get caught up in, like, the other stuff that comes along with it, it's easy to kind of
drift off.
And lose that passion, lose that love.
And the next thing you know, you're not wanting to do.
You're
like, bro, F that or screw
Right,
that
right.
on it, then and then done. Now you're back to doing whatever it is you
Yeah.
never wanted to do. So yeah, definitely that's the message is gain your passion, don't lose your foundation.
Yeah.
For the love of whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Deuce.
Just a curious question. Just like a random quick question. Curious question. When you guys are writing music, you guys ever like looking at like in the dictionary? Like
Yeah.
know?
Like for example, there's a word that we can't rhyme.
Yeah.
All right, go on Google. What rhymes with how many syllables?
Yeah.
What's this? What's the context?
Yeah.
Every time. Not every time, but a lot of the times. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some times where I'm like, I'll write a song and then release it, and I'm like, oof. Someone will be like, oof, that's not the right word. Oof. Don't worry, man.
Just sing the song.
They like it.
yeah, because I'm like putting myself in your guys' shoes right now. I was like, man, if I were to write a song, like what words would I use? Because I feel like I'm very limited in like my vocabulary. I'm like, man, because I haven't read in
Yeah.
years. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I want to ask
It's
TJ.
try, dude, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's fun being able to tap into your.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has a creative side.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone can tap into their creative side and write something, whether it's a song or a poem or a story, a book, whatever. I feel like everyone has a bit of creativity in them. Yeah. Oos, I would love to hear a single from you.
Man,
There you go.
Simone, I'm ready.
I see
Simone,
more
I'm
fool.
ready, Oos.
If I'm gonna be an artist fool, I'm gonna be a cholo rapper fool.
Rapper, dude.
Shout out to all the homies.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Fools Going Wild too.
That's the one that CC always did that. Simone, I'm ready. Yes.
Oh, that's Lil Rob.
Oh, Little Rob.
Yeah.
Simone, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Lil
was funny,
Rob,
bro.
man.
Lil
Even
Rob.
him. I remember him when I was living here.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Growing up on him, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, but that's good advice, Zeus.
Yeah.
And like you said, that can apply to
Anything, bro.
anything that people want to do. Because I think even like for us, when we started this, our focus wasn't like a monetary or financial gain or trying to make this a business or anything. It was more so to just make an impact on the youth.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
If we get 1,000 followers, if we get 50 followers, like,
Yeah.
man, we chilling whichever way. We're just
Yeah.
going to put stuff out
Mhm.
because we love it
Yeah.
and not get caught up in whatever else comes. And it's just stuff that we love to do.
Yeah. And I can tell you guys just love doing this because there's been so many times where we've tried to, and it's like, you know, all right, that's all good. So
Yeah.
reschedule. And I'm like, damn, these guys just love
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
know, it's like I worked with dudes where like, oh, bro, like, come on, man, like it has, dude, like this guy's. I'm like, dang, it's like, do you love this or is this like?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's a very important thing is not losing that sight of why you started.
Yeah.
And for you guys, like the whole reason for this, right, was to impact
Yeah.
and inspire.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised, man. Like when I started, I wasn't able to comprehend the impact that I would be able to have today. Like when I started, I
Yeah.
would never imagine. So I would say the same for you guys. I don't think you guys can comprehend what's gonna come.
Yeah.
So I can see it, like what's happening right now and what you guys got going on is just the impact that the kids are gonna have
Yeah.
with all the different types of people that are gonna come on here.
Right, right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing is we kind of want to bring on really everybody, just whoever we know. It doesn't have to be like somebody famous or
Yeah.
anything, but luckily we do have you because you're my cousin Ish, and my little brother, man, since
Yeah.
we were younger.
Yeah,
Ish,
yeah.
and I think that's what's cool is when we do have the opportunity to bring on somebody that is well known within the Pacific Islander community, we're always going to reach out to them
Yeah.
to have their advice and
Yep.
bless the PAC Nation with
Yep.
your knowledge as well, Luce. But yeah, Sole, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in our last episode, one of my cousins that we interviewed, he's a pretty successful businessman, I guess you can say right now. And,
Yeah.
and so and like yourself, TJ, like very successful in like your business, in your music career, which is also business too, right? And that's another reason why like we would like to also include like someone with a big following such as yourself, right? Because it's like people see you, they see the music you make, they like it, and they're like, man, this guy's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's doing his thing. It's good to hear the backstory on like these like successful music,
Yeah.
like that you release, you and your siblings, right? And like your colleagues. So
Yeah.
it's cool to hear like the backstory, like I said
Yeah.
right now. Hear the backstory, and even like the struggles. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
like the youth gotta know, hey man, like here's Kennyon Brown.
Yeah.
You heard him. He's talking about
Yeah.
the process. Loving the
Yeah,
process. It's
yeah.
not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy, but you gotta love it, and you just gotta love the struggle. Get used to it.
There was definitely
right?
a lot of those. I mean,
You know?
sorry.
That's all good. Go ahead.
There was a lot of struggles starting. Like when I started off, like I always one thing that I'll always love is the grind I went through to be able to buy like my laptop interface, keyboard, and mic. I remember I worked like a retail job at a surf store, and I was fresh out of high school, so the minimum wage was low as, and spent maybe half a year working, saved up everything to be able to get it, and I bought secondhand stuff. And at the time, I didn't have a license, didn't have a car, and I don't know if was Gumtree a thing here. Gumtree is like a marketplace on Facebook. If people,
yeah.
So it's like you buy second, so people sell their stuff
Right,
secondhand.
right, secondhand.
So we had that in Australia called Gumtree, and that was all I could afford. And so you can imagine how like hard it was to get money to buy secondhand things. And I didn't have a car, I didn't have a license, and I didn't have anyone to drive me like to go and pick it up. And the place I had to go and pick everything up was from the other side of Sydney. So I lived in an area called Liverpool, and where I went to pick up all the stuff was in an area called Chatswood. So that is like a drive maybe an hour away, but then I had to take public transport where my house was on top of the hill, walked 10 minutes downhill to a bus stop, busted maybe 45 minutes to the nearest train station to take me directly to Chatswood. And I went in the morning, so yeah, it was busy work time. Everybody's going to work. 45 minutes to the train, then train like 30 to 40 minutes to Chatswood. And then I had to walk from the station to pick up this, like, went to this random guy's house, bought the equipment, and I was carrying like my keyboard, mic, and laptop and everything back uphill to the train station. So I went on a train, and I kicked it out there for a little bit. So by the time I was going home, it was like busy, and it was everyone on the train, so there's no space. So I'm like trying to get into. Get into the train and big ass keyboard, and then I trained it back to the bus stop, busted back to the area, and by that time it was like late in the evening. Walked uphill back to the house in dark and had everything with me. So I'll never forget that story, man. Like to me, that was it could have been easier, but that's all I could do to be able to make it work, and that's where everything really began for me. Yeah. I was just trying to make all ends meet, and then that was my little setup for everything that everybody's heard until. I guess like I did Morning Ride on that. I did She Mad, She Angry on that. I did Senorita on that. A lot of the early stuff. But before all of that, I was recording into the Apple headphones. So like you know how you plug it in. So I was recording into the mic. That's what Paranoid was on. Yeah. The Ty Dolla $ign cover.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would record it on my guitar on that. Yeah. And then the GarageBand, the drums, and then I record the vocals on that. Yeah. And that's where it began. I was like, I'm over this. Maybe go get a damn like mic.
Yeah. She Mad, She Angry. That's a banger right there.
Yeah. She Mad, She Angry was done on that first setup, but. Grateful to God to be able to be in the position I am now, and definitely upgraded from that. But yeah, I'll never forget about that. I love telling people that story because, bro, it could be easier, but yeah, you definitely got to go through some sort of struggle to be able to. And at that time, like we weren't. It was still not, but at that time we weren't in the best financial situation, like me and the family, and I was barely able to help mom and dad out with the bills at home. But mom and dad were supportive of me being able to go and now I can be able to repay them all those years of them allowing me to like stay up late and having them messaging in the group chat, turn it off. So now, it all worked out. It's all working out. Yeah. But the struggles definitely get you there, man. Like that rags to the riches story thing. But yeah, I feel like struggles is a very, very important part in helping people become who they are. Yeah. Or creating some sort of character. Yeah.
No, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. And then, so what would you say kind of you at the beginning of your journey to keep going, like get through those things? I mean, you sharing that story was cool, man. Yeah. And it's a testament to how far you've come. But what kind of continued to push you as you started being a music artist?
Going back to that story of like my job and doing that trek to get to stuff, it was because I love music. I just I love music, and I'm like, bro, I wanna, because I did that. It was after the Paranoid cover. That's when I was like, man, I wanna start doing. And I was recording off one of the homies' laptops, and it was after I did that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna feel like I want to do this now. So that's where the love came, and then I was like, okay, I love this a lot. I'm enjoying the experience of being able to sing songs and put them out, and then that's where everything kind of came. And then fast forward throughout the years, meeting the right people, and then the right people behind me to be able to push the envelope and be able to push all the music out. the label that I'm with now, Future Now. My manager, Mark Martins, Sam, Jess Ferguson, just the engine behind it all is kind of what's pushing us now. But back then, it was definitely just the love of music. And that's honestly really all I can say. I just loved making music.
Yeah.
And then everything that came with it kind of like was the bonus.
Right.
And now I'm seeing it. Like I've been doing music for 10 years now, but I feel like in the last 3-4 years was probably where I started seeing everything
Yeah.
come to fruition, like
Right.
bearing the fruits. So
Yeah.
because I thought when I was like 5 years in, I was like, this is good. But I feel like I'm seeing more now than I ever have.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yusuf. I've been asking you random questions all night.
Dope.
Another random question. What's the most unusual place where you heard one of your songs?
Oh, it would have been in a country, Germany. We were in Germany.
Dang.
Yeah, we were in Germany. Danelle was big in Germany. A lot of his songs he did 2 tours there. He took me on the second one. But that for me was the most unusual place, going to Germany and performing it in a club, and there were fans there. There's a small town. There's a town called Wiesbaden. It's a tiny little town.
Okay.
It's a Navy town.
Yeah.
And there were fans that like full-blown German fans
Yeah.
who knew our songs, man. And it was probably like no more than 100 people, but it was still cool to be able to have like fans from the other side of the world knowing our songs. So that was definitely the most unusual, cool place to hear it.
That's
Cool
that's
place
cool,
to hear
man.
it. Yeah.
Germany?
Yeah,
Man.
it is crazy. It's,
Yeah. Shout out to my German side. Oh,
it's the Germans.
shout out to the Germans.
Yeah, that's dope. Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sully. So, I know we asking a lot of questions. This is
It's
just
cool.
kind of picking your brain.
It's cool.
Yeah. But what was the question that I had, man?
What?
Was there?
These are good questions.
Yeah.
I think I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've been asked any of these.
Yeah. No, that is a good question.
I have another random question.
Yes.
When you're not making music, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm being a dad.
Me and Daddy.
Yeah. Being a dad, again, family's big, so I'm always, if I'm not doing music, I'm in the gym, seeing my boy, because he lives with his mom, so I drive, they live on the other side of town. I'll go spend some time with him. And then, if it's not that, I'll be training, and then back to home, being with the family. But on the other side of all of that, when I'm, the only two reasons I'll be away, so I hardly vacay, is I run like a youth program for indigenous youth.
Okay.
So I will go out to like remote communities. Like I don't know if they use that term, remote. So
Yeah.
So in Australia, remote towns are everywhere. Remote communities could be like the nearest airport could be 3 hours from this town, and there's only one way in, one way out. And they got one store in that town, and it's just indigenous populated. Majority of the people that live there are indigenous Australians, so Aboriginals and government workers. So we go out there, we do like a week's worth of programs. So it could be sports, but it's music based. So I go out there and I'll take my whole setup, and then I'll take one of the boys, Delawu, who's another singer, songwriter, rapper, and we'll go and sit down with the kids and get them to like give them the experience of being able to learn music and record and take them through what we go through in the studio session. Keep not on that scale, but like just give them the opportunity to like see what a mic is and see what it for them to hear themselves. It's the first time ever they don't even know what they hear sound like. So they'll listen like, oh, is that me? They'll be in the mic like, bro, is that me talking? Is that me talking?
Yeah.
So we do that, and then we'll shoot music videos, and then we have like sports and activities, and then every night we'll put on like dinner and breakfast sometimes, and then at the end of the week we'll do a concert, disco and a concert for them. So that's it's either gonna be training, seeing my boy, being with him, or if I'm not touring for music, I'll be away in a remote community doing the programs. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
That's dope, Bruce. So what kind of led you to do that? What was your inspiration to kind of reaching out to?
So a lot of our fans in Australia are Aboriginal, because a bit more context, the music that I was making resonated a lot with them because their party culture, I'm not hyping it up, but a lot of they love the party, they love the backyard barbecues, they love drinking. They just like partying, you know? So a lot of the music I was making at that time before I met Noise was like party music. But Noise was already touring around these remote areas in these smaller towns prior to us even meeting. So, and one thing they love is island music. of island reggae, and they love Noise. So then when we met Noise, Mark booked me and Noise for our first show in Townsville. We went to Townsville, Australia. It's in Queensland. And that was my first time doing a show where there's a lot of Aboriginals. And they knew who I was. I was like, oh, dang, crazy. Yeah. And then that's when Mark was like, bro, you guys should do a song. And at that time, he already had Ofamai out. And Ofamai was a massive, big Tongan song. Like, everyone knows Ofamai. And when Mark put that idea in our heads, it was like, oh, you guys should do a song. That's when we did Senorita. And then that's when, and his platform, his fans, all the Aboriginals like heard me, like, bro, who's that? And then that's where it started. We started making music along that. And then we started going touring around all the towns where there's a lot of Aboriginals, which is pretty much everywhere in the country. Mm-hmm. It's just unheard of to go there because it's hard to get there to these little towns, and no one really gave them a chance, or no one really gives them a chance to going out there to put on concerts. So we'll go to like the most remote towns, mining towns, and for example, like there'll be a town here, and then everyone's living in communities around, anywhere from like 10 hours to an hour's drive, and they'll drive into that town because that's where, that's like the nearest thing for them. Oh man, there's a concert on, we're gonna go there. Again, there's nothing in these towns. So that's where they started coming, and then meeting them, and then I got to meeting more and more Aboriginals around the country, and then that's when I went to a city called Darwin, and that's where everything really began for me. Sam took us on my first trip to a community. So at that time, I was just going to like small towns. I wasn't going to the community. So then Sam picked us up from the airport in Darwin, and he's like, bro, I'm gonna take you somewhere to like a community. And I was like, oh, what's that? He goes, I'll show you. And it was a close one to Darwin City. It was like maybe 10 minutes out. And that was it wasn't a remote, but it was a community, right? So he took me in there, and I think it was called Baggett. It's called Baggett in Darwin, and that's where I first seen a community of Aboriginals. And it was in Darwin where I met this guy named Damien Naru, who's now like, by not like in a literal sense, but by culture and by love, adopted me into the family. So now that's where it all began. Project Love began. So he took me to his community. He was like, bro, can you come and perform for our community? I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. He goes, but it's like free of charge, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But I was like, okay. So he took me there. And that's so to get to this community, just to give everybody context, it's like a 6-hour drive on like cement, like highways, and then a 2-hour drive through bush, and then a 30-minute boat ride, like get to the beach, 30-minute boat ride it's an island. So that's the remote community. Dang. It's called Wadawee, and that's where we started. I did my first show in the communities, and then everyone was like, because they're big on like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Like everyone uses that. So everyone was going live. Dang. And all the remote community, like at the show that I did in the community, and all the families surrounding that community, like hours away. Sorry, one more thing. The families are very, very, like, is their foundation in their culture. So everyone's connected, and it's just like Samoans. You know how we talk about, like, oh, everyone's related. With them, it's very that. So they had families stretching all over the area called Arnhem Land. So it could be families like 3-4 hours away. Dang. Commenting like, oh, can he come? Can you bring him here? And then the next morning, he's like, bro, these people are like hitting up. Can we go there? And I was like, I don't really have time, because I was living in Sydney, and I had to leave the following week. But then I extended it, and then we went to another community, and I told him, I was like, man, they're going to have to cover my fare, because like I'm changing, it's going to spend money to change my flights. And then he was like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, bro, we'll speak to somebody. And then he spoke to someone over there, another community, and then got word through to like the council, and then the council was like, okay, yep, we'll give you this if you can please come. So then it started being we were touring around. Nice. And fast forward, the communities were like, instead of just coming and doing shows, can you come and put on like a program for the kids? Can you come and instead of just coming in for the day and the night and leaving, could you come for like 3 days? So it started off as a show. Then next thing, we were going there for like 3 days. So we just go out to the school, give them a barbecue, hang out with the kids, and then fast forward to now, which is like a whole week's worth. So that's pretty much how everything began. It long and short.
No, that's good.
Long and short.
That's a great opportunity to give back to the communities out there in Oz.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out. But
TJ, you mentioned Noise, right?
Yeah.
So really cool thought, right? And when you guys first came in 2022 to perform here in OC, like the thought came that because back in like 2010, so we've been listening to Noise way before, since like 2010 or 09. You know what I mean, he especially amongst the like Tongan community, he made a lot of Tongan remixes. And that's how we kind of knew him, or not knew of him, not know him personally, right? And so when we heard that you guys are collaborating, you know what I mean, I was like, oh heck yeah, let's go. And so it was kind of like I was a little starstruck, you know what I mean. When he came there one time back in 2022.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, this is cool to see. You know what I mean? So that was really cool.
Yeah. So again, like that one, like with how we started collaborating was just, it was funny. We always talk about it now, we're like, ooh, how did this happen? We're like, Mark hooked us up, and that's where everything kind of started, man. But that's cool that you got. I feel like people that know Noise and people who knew me, like you guys knowing me since little, and seeing someone like myself that you guys looked at as like little bro to be working with someone who was well known. I can see it from that perspective, being like, oh man, that's seeing the bro working with
exactly. And
cool.
I mentioned that to Relic on the episode we had with him, and I told him, hey man, like I remember that show in the basement in Santa Ana. Man, all I remember was like when y'all was performing, and I just like felt like a proud brother, man. Just like hands in the air, you know what I mean? And like that's like out of my nature. I'm not in the crowd putting my hands up. But since it was sense of you guys, like the Brown siblings, you know what I mean? I was like, man, I feel so proud right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was our first OC show, huh? Yeah, that was a good time, man.
Yeah.
Memories right there. But yeah.
That was awesome, Moose. So I remember the question that I was going to ask earlier. So probably two more questions, but this one, being an Australian-based artist, what differences do you see, like when you do come out to America, or what are some of the difficulties about being an Aussie-based artist whenever you do come out to tour in the States?
Oh yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't really see. The only difficulty that I will say that I really do notice is like the slang. Obviously, because I haven't been in a while. So, like, I'll be at the shows or backstage. And, for example, at Holo Holo Fest 2 weeks ago, I'll be, like, talking to the artists and, like, hearing them talking. And they'll tell me their slang. And I'm like, oof, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the only difficulty. Yeah. But everything else, to me, and me and Noise and the whole crew were talking about it. We feel like we get, I don't know how to say this without, like, saying it wrong. But we get a lot of love here compared to... I wouldn't say compared to the Australian fans. The fans are good. I'm talking more so on when we're working with promoters and stuff. Yeah, when we're working with promoters here, like there's a lot of good ones back home, like back in Australia, but we've never really run into many difficulties when it comes to the way they accommodate us is like we're always like we leave the shows or we leave the city being like, this is crazy. Like, even for you guys, because, for example, like, and I was talking to Mark about this, like, every time we come, we've been coming here for years, and it's always the same love and support. Everyone's always reaching out.
Right.
Hey, how can we help? Like, for example, like Mark getting the equipment over here. Things like that. Like, we hardly see that. We hardly see the extra accommodations from people back in Australia. The fans are good. Love the fans, but... just every time we come here, I don't see many issues. We don't face many, besides like the typical tour dramas and things like that. But in terms of the help and support we get from everyone here, it's definitely, the love is crazy. And that's why we love coming. Right. That's why I love coming here. It's just, I just feel the love from not just the fans, but even the people that are behind the scenes working here on the ground. But then the big thing for me personally, is the family, like all the cousins, and it's hard to take time off to, and it's not that it's expensive, but it's also not cheap to get tickets. Where all the cousins and everyone still like they're willing to like try and muster up money to be able to get a ticket. When I'm like, bro, it's okay. Like they're like, no, it's fine. Like we got it. Like it just that alone is like enough for me to be grateful and be like, I don't see any problems here. The love here is crazy. Yeah.
It's dope, Bruce.
Yeah. We're very grateful. Every time we come here, the support we get from not just fans, but the family, the promoters, the guys that are trying to help make the shows run. is beautiful, man. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad that from our perspective, of course, we love when you guys come
Yeah.
out, and that's kind of what we hope is that you guys have a good experience out
Oh.
here coming from Oz.
It's every time, yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
like the whole crew, they always talk about it, like, bro, we love your family. That's my family. Edit that out. but yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, my family is very, very supportive over here. My whole team, like Noise, Mark, Jess, everyone that comes with us,
Yeah.
they love they're like, man, we love your family. And
Yeah, bro.
it's never anything that they complain about. It's just like, man, is your family gonna come? Is your family gonna come?
Yeah.
Because the energy's always up and
Right,
the
right.
vibes are always good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Difficulties though, it's gonna be the slang. A lot of the slang I don't understand now.
It's different. That's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's very different. And, yeah, you were talking about fans just right before, right? You were talking about fans. Just a little question. What's the most funny or crazy interaction you have with the fan?
Oh, yeah, that's the. But other one is like when it's just the funny experience. It was actually in Maui last weekend. Yeah, last week. This girl was at the front of the stage. She wouldn't get her phone out of my face. And I kept saying, "Oh, just wait till after." She goes, "Record." She was wasted. She's like, "Record, take my phone, record." And I had to grab it, and then I just put it on Noise's table. I grabbed it. I was like, "Oh, yeah, sweet." And I threw it on the table. She's like, and I'm like, "Sorry," because I didn't want to be rude. I'm like, and I said, "Stop." Like, I'm trying to perform. And then her friend's like, "Stop, leave him alone." And she's like, "I'm so sorry." And then she went back 3 minutes later, record. Oh my
Hey,
days.
if she's watching this, hey, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you. It's all love. I don't know if you remember that, but 'cause you're pretty.
Speaking of with fans and stuff, also just other artists like Pacific Islander artists. You were in Maui last week, right?
Yeah.
So John Eliti. So
Yeah.
I'm related to him.
What?
Yeah, he's my
Bro,
cousin.
so he opened up for us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Man,
dope.
yeah.
So that's the relation that we had because me and X actually listened to him
Yeah.
back in like 2010, like his
He
songs.
said he's from
Santa Ana.
He's from here. That's right.
Santa Ana, yeah.
But he's been there for a while.
Yeah, he's been there
Yeah,
since he
shout
got
out to
married.
Gogos
Yeah.
man. He's good people. He's good people.
So that's another like connection, a relation,
Ah.
right? And then another one you just collab with him, Sifo.
Sifo.
Yeah, so Sifo's from
He's from Orange County.
Orange County too.
You
Yeah.
related to him?
Not
But
related.
From out here.
Yeah, he's from out here. His
Yeah.
his mom, my mom are really good friends.
Ah, okay.
But he actually started like the saying, like, because over here, like the Polynesians,
Yeah.
a lot of people give shade on Orange County. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always see, man, a bunch of white
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But little do they know, we're actually
We're
pretty
out here.
diverse.
Yep, yep.
And he actually started like the 714 movement,
Yeah.
like 714 Orange
Yeah,
County. So
yeah.
like a lot of like young guys now like say, oh, this is 714, man.
Yeah.
This is Orange County. So yeah, shout out to Sifo, man.
Shout out to Sifo.
He's like,
I didn't know
yeah.
he was from here until I met him, and he was like telling me, "Yeah, I'm actually from Orange County."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bro, that's crazy because that's where I grew up before I
Yeah.
moved to Australia." Yeah, that's cool, man. And then even who else is from? Who's J Taj from Santa Ana too?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Yes,
he's from
that's
there.
right.
from Santa Ana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, when I found out that he's from here, I was like, man, we really out here.
Yeah.
'Cause you're right.
A lot
I
of
remember
people.
growing up, everyone's like, "OC, you from Orange County?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, it's okay
Yeah.
there, man. It's fine."
Yeah.
You got
But,
Polly's there too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Juice County, bro.
Yeah.
They gotta put us on the map.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we always get that shade, but and then we like talked about it a few episodes ago, where it's like where people get bagged on about where they're from. Like that's old, man. Like
Yeah.
rep where you're from.
Yeah.
No matter where you're from, just rep it.
Yep.
And then like just show love and
Yep.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, Oos. So I think one of the last questions that I had, I know earlier we mentioned off camera, you kind of wanted to make this a business trip
Yeah.
or make use of your time while you're here because you're away from your boys.
Yeah.
So I think I would say, well, is this like the longest tour that you've been on, time away from your son
Yes.
since he's been born?
Yep. This is. Oh no, I wouldn't say the longest because the longest like consecutive days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did the Australia tour. Me and Noise did the Australia tour in December for like 4 months to like April. So I was away like every weekend or every other
Oh, yeah,
weekend.
but consecutively.
Consecutively, yeah, man, it's been tough. Fool. So,
Yeah.
bro, even driving here from the shoot that I had today, like I can't shake it. I'm just like, man, I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. Like I feel bad for being away, but like I guess this comes with trying to sacrifice time away and sleep, and so that's why I was saying like I'm trying to make the most of my time
Right.
and grind, and as much as I want to like hang out with all
Yeah,
the family
exactly.
friends I grew up. Like I do that every time, and I said, okay, this is my first time away from baby, from Izzy, and I feel like I need to make sure that I'm having a return on investment
Yeah.
coming out and being
Right.
away. The investment is being away for me. It's not really the money I've spent. It's just
Yeah.
the time away. I need to make sure I put that time back into something. So when I go back, something comes out of it. So yeah, this is definitely the longest I've been away from him.
Yeah.
As like, I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah.
But this is where I grew up too. So it's tough, but I know that Australia is where I need to be, and I need to go home to him and
Yeah.
and be with him, because I missed out on a lot of his like first year
Mhm.
of his life, because I was always in the studio or I was touring. And after this tour is done, like which is done now, I'm excited to have a break for a few months and just
Yeah.
be around him and just spend time with him and just be present, be more around him, and just so I know that he knows I love him, but I know he needs to see me more. And I know there's a lot of musicians who can relate.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking to an artist at Hula Hula recently, and we were talking about it, and he's like, yeah, man, I've been away for too long. When I know how it feels, and I was like, yeah, bro, it's not easy being away from your son. Like, I barely even get time to FaceTime him and talk to him. Like, I'll try my best, but I hardly get the time to speak to him. So yeah, man, it's hard, but that's the thing I'm trying to do is like after this, I got a studio session that I'm trying to make sure that the time is being used
Yeah,
the
of
right
course.
way. Because I just feel like if I don't, then the time away it was a waste.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know? But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that insight,
Yeah.
man. And I know that you, Killa, Relic,
Yeah.
you guys are all great parents.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
before you guys are all great artists,
Yeah.
but you guys are better parents.
Yeah, that's one thing. First is like I take pride in just being a father, being able to say like, man, I'm a father, and I love talking about that. All the shows before I do Hula Hoop, I always talk about Izzy and trying to tell everyone the songs about him, and the best thing to ever happen to me. Like if I stop doing music tomorrow, I'll be okay, because I have a son in my life now. But you know, this music, as much as I love it, like this is now my full-time thing. So I need to make sure that it works out so I can continue providing for him and give him a life that I never had growing up. I'm very grateful for my parents, but like I feel like every generation of parents were meant to break the cycle.
Make it
Like
better.
our parents
Yeah.
came here from the motherland to be able to give us a better life. Now it's our turn to give them a better life
Right,
and
right.
carry on the torch. So
Yep.
yeah, that's why I'm gonna try my best to do as much as I can while I'm away. Got 2-3 more days, and then I'll go home and get back to being a dad.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like being like an older cousin out of our group, most of us, we all grew up together, but me being like one of the older ones, I always look at my younger cousins, my younger brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and I feel like as much success that you guys have gained within the music industry, like, and it's just my opinion, and my opinion don't mean nothing, but for me, it's like I'm more proud of you guys being great parents
Yeah.
and being great people that you are, not forgetting where you come from
Yeah.
and not forgetting how we grew up
Yeah.
together, and I'm not forgetting our parents and
Yeah.
the sacrifices that they made.
Yeah.
I think that is what makes me more proud as an older cousin, older sibling, for all the younger ones
Yeah.
to see that you guys we're all still grounded.
Yeah.
And no matter how much success you guys have, which is a lot of success, I'm very,
Yeah.
very proud
Yeah.
of all the success that you guys have in your lives and that you guys have accomplished in your lives. But more so seeing the families that you guys are building and the love that we always have for your family, that makes me more
Yeah.
proud.
Thank
and
you,
so,
cuz.
yeah, so I love you,
Thank
brother.
you, I
and
love you, bro.
Yeah, we're so grateful and blessed to have had you on, Us,
Yeah.
and thankful for all the insight and the knowledge that you've shared with us today.
Pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine.
Two things you mentioned, TJ, that I really liked, man. You talked about time,
Yep.
and you talked about the motherland. Most of us Pacific Islanders, right? Our parents are like Tongan Samoan, right? It's just coming back from the motherland, and they came here for what? Better life,
Yeah.
better opportunity,
Yeah.
and not also in America, right? Also
Yeah.
in Aussie and New
New
Zealand.
Zealand, yep. They
you know what I mean?
split in Mixed America. Yeah.
So they left the motherland, everything they know, right? Just for a better opportunity. And so that's something I'm really glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's something I think the youth nowadays can also
Yeah.
learn to appreciate. Right?
Yeah.
I have my parents here. Well, they're second generation, so but you know, their grandparents.
Yeah.
They came out here they sacrificed to come out here.
And yeah, like
know?
speaking of the sacrifice, man, like if kids these days really understood the sacrifice that our parents had to go through to be able to come to these countries or like find a better life. If they're really because it took me a while to understand what my mom and dad went through to leave Samoa, go to New Zealand. Like when I would hear, as I got older, mom and dad would tell me the stories and things they had to do. Man, when I would hear, I'm like, oh, like you guys went through it, went through the mud to try and get us a better life. And I think if kids nowadays really understood what their grandparents, I feel like now that we're in like maybe third, fourth gen, maybe now the kids being born in these years, if they hear stories of like 20, 30 years ago when their great grandparents were coming here, or the grandparents or their parents came, it would change their whole view on life, and the grind would be crazier because what our parents went through to leave, just to be able to even leave the islands, and then the struggle to leave, then the struggle once they got to the new country, and then the struggles they had to do to build up, and that took a crazy amount of years, and even now, and to put us in better positions. So I feel like that's the main thing for me, is like trying to make sure that Isaiah doesn't have what I went through, and then he can have a better life. I'm not gonna give everything to him, but at least he's in a better position to be able to start on a higher level and take it from there. Because I know that that's what all our parents, right? Like auntie and uncle, like they would have left the islands to give us a better life, and to be able to put us in better positions. So that's it's very important to me. And I feel like a lot of kids need to understand that, like the struggle to leave the island and then the struggle to start a new life. Those are two big struggles that aren't anything that I don't even think we'd be able to handle.
For real.
No way.
And when you mentioned leaving the island and then starting a new life, right? And then from stepping out from what you say, starting a new life, right? That's where time is. That's where time
takes
starts.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so like that time that you're given, right? You got to utilize that time. And like you were talking about your time that you were utilizing, that you were using here. That you were the time that you were here by using it wisely. Because you wanted to make use of every time.
So I want
of
to make
it.
sure that every moment that I'm away is a moment that I'm putting back into me. So when I go home, I can get something. Whether it doesn't need to be income, it just needs to be some sort of something. Whatever. Like I know that when I go back, like I did this, so I know that that's gonna affect something at a later date. Because like with the music stuff right now, right? Like what I put in now, I'm not gonna see them return on investment until like some months later. So that's why I have to work every day, because I'm not gonna get like it's a whole the politics and the financial stuff behind the music. Like if I'm not in the studio today, I'm missing out on X amount of dollars in 2 months. So I have to make sure that I'm doing something every day, so that in 2 months from that date or a month from that date, what I did a month ago is coming back now. So that's why I'm trying to stay busy and stay focused. Because I think, and I only just found this out like 2 years ago, like when we were living in Australia, like we were living in housing commission. So mom and dad were living off the government to be able to have a roof over our head. And when my dad told me that, I was like, these are the things that I guess that goes down to like what our parents say, like we want to give you a life that you never had. So they won't tell us about a lot of the things because they don't want us to know what they went through, because they just want us to know that we're good. So now that I'm a bit older, my dad was able to tell me all these things. I didn't even know that. And when he told me that just humbled my heart. I'm like, okay, I got more to do. And it's like, that's why I feel like, time is very important. Being able to come here and go back on, I need to make sure that every second is used wisely.
And just, sorry, X. And just like as far as time, right? I feel like what you were just talking about right now, right? TJ, is like as far as time, right? And it's like for the youth, time is so precious. You like right now you're what, 13, 14, right? Early teenage, almost adult years, right? Before you know it, you will be in your 30s, just like us. Well, no, TJ, you're still 20s, right?
No, I'm 31.
You're 31?
31.
So you're 93.
94.
94. Oh, that's right. So you're 94. And you're 30. Man, I thought you were...
That's not... 30 is the new 20s.
It's 30s.
30 is the new 20s.
The youth.
Don't
waste time.
Don't.
Utilize your time. Decide now what you want to do. Don't just walk in aimlessly, right, into something.
And like just going off the back of that, like what I know now, I wish I knew with the music stuff. I wish I knew when I started, because I know if I applied what I know now to then, I'd probably be way more ahead now. I'm grateful for what's here, but I know there's always more. You can always do more, always do better. So one thing for the youth, man, is like be wise in your 20s. I know there's the whole stigma behind like live life, or some people say like grind it out now. Don't listen to those people say. For me, I just feel like, man, you can live life. You can. Life is short. Time is precious, but I feel like you can also really do grind at in your 20s, man. Because what I know now, I wish I knew in my 20s, because be so more far ahead. But yeah, I've wasted a lot of my time in my 20s, man. I was partying, and when I first started doing music, going back out the first topic, right, the whole my music then, I was soaking up that whole lifestyle, but I know there are a lot of days I could have utilized better to put me in a better position than I am now. But very grateful for where everything is right now. I'm very happy. But you don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, well, man, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You know, it's very valuable, and we love every time you come out to the States. We always at the concerts, man. And we're happy to be at Holo Holo, but then also at the Santa Ana
one.
Santa Ana show was dope, man. I thought it was very good for your solo show.
Yeah, that was. If we can talk on that, I was like, with the week and a half promo. Yeah. And considering I already had so many other shows lined up, and people would have already seen me from the Southern Cali, I was very happy with that, man.
Yeah, it was a great turnout.
I think we had like 150 people. Yeah. So I was very proud of that, man. Yeah. And me and Mark spoke about it. We were like, bro, that's a testament to you spending 2 months promoting. Yeah. And really put out the word. Mm-hmm. We can do some stuff out here. We did it because we already had the dates lined up, and I extended, and the trip was extended already. And Mark's like, do you want to put something on, see what you can do in a week and a half? And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. And now we see what we can do in a week and a half. So I just want to give a big shout out to everybody who came to that first show. Orange County is home. And I said this on stage, man. Thank you guys very, very much for coming to my first solo show. I haven't even done a solo show in Australia. It's always me and Donnie, or me and Noise, or me, Noise, Donnie, or me, Noise, Bino, or me, Noise, Bina, Keller. Yeah. It's always that. It's always some sort of combo, but because Noise was gone, and Mark's like, bro, just let's put one on. And I said, cool. I was nervous. I was very nervous, and I was like, there were times where I was like, I want to cancel because it wasn't selling well. Up until that morning of. Then it boosted up, like, all right, cool. I'm happy with this. I'm happy. Yeah. And Mark's like, I told you, man, because Mark kept, shout out to Mark. Mark kept saying, like, he was mad at me. I'm like, oh, I don't like this, bro. I don't want to do this. He's like, bro, it's okay. You're going to be fine. Yeah. And then the next morning, we went to San Jose solo show as well. Did the same numbers. And keeping in mind, I already done San Jose 2 weeks prior to that. Yeah. And I did about the same numbers. Right. Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise. So just want to say thank you to everybody that came to the shows. Yeah. Yeah,
that's dope, Boos. Yeah, it was great to see that, and you did really well, man, on your solo show, and it was cool to see like you be able to have all that time, and kind of showcase really, man, your vocal ability.
Yeah, because I've never really done the R&B stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to do the R&B, because there was a lot of like more my like. A lot of the singers and the Asians and Philippines that live out here, they like the R&B stuff. So being able to perform the R&B stuff for them was cool. Yeah. So that was
and
good.
I also so I wanted to ask this as well. Like, so when you guys are performing, of course it's performing with the track in the background. Yep. But I love how when you were performing for your solo show, more specifically, like you kind of do the harmony instead of the melody. And like, I like that because that kind of shows to the everyone like, you do have the vocals. It's not like other artists that maybe just use what's that called again? The
auto-tune.
Auto-tune. Yeah, that's what I like. Is like you can hear the harmony.
That's what me and shout out to Cam and Rory, the pianist and guitarist.
Yeah, they were dope too.
They were telling they were the ones that were like, bro, just do some harmonies though. Yeah. You don't need to sing the right. Because they said we'll be there to back you up on keys and guitar, and they really complimented the vocals. So that was a good show, man. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I couldn't be more grateful for the first solo show ever, and it had to be here in Orange County, so it was good.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Can I ask you my last random question, TJ? Do you remember how you felt your first time performing on stage in front of people?
It was at Roxy in Parramatta, 2015.
How'd you feel, man?
Man, it was... Again, I was fresh out of high school. I wasn't of age. The guys. I was opening up for Swiss.
Oh, nice.
Swiss.
I was
Yeah.
opening up for Swiss. Shout out to Big Dog of Swiss. And I only had covers, so the only thing I ever performed was Adorn.
Oh, yeah.
Adorn and
That's Exodus' request, bro.
Exodus' favorite song. Oops, I'll never sing that again, though. We can sing it in the car. And Paranoid. And I did it with my best friend in Australia, Adriel, who produced Dollar in a Dream.
Okay.
And yeah, that was my first performance ever. And I thought I was nervous, but I'm just some young kid. And I remember getting on stage. I think the interesting part for me was meeting Swiss, because he was like the first artist I ever met. And I opened up for him. And like, I'm fresh out of school. Swiss was doing his thing at that time. And I met him and I was like, bro, it's a pleasure to meet you. For me, that was like the moment I was like, man, this is... Yeah, I'm looking around like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is what music, the performance scene is like. And then, from then onwards, the show started flowing through. So,
Yeah. That's cool,
yeah,
man.
mad question.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that first feeling in a while. But yeah, I wasn't nervous. I was just excited to be on stage. So I remember that the rest of that year, I started annoying all the promoters that I knew. Hey, oops, can I come and perform at your club? Not knowing then, they all left me on scene.
Yeah.
Because I get it now. But back then I was like, wait, I don't get it. How come?
Yeah.
Because it's not like where you just go into a club and sing.
Yeah.
The politics behind it, the bookings.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember back then I was like, that whole year I just emailed or DM'd a Facebook message like all the MCs and promoters I knew in the city. Oops, can I come sing the song?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was inspiring from that moment onwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's good, man. So when can we expect a song with you, Peanut, and Relic all on the same?
Honestly, realistically, probably early next year, because we've been speaking about it.
Yeah.
But we've lined up the rest of the year. It could be this year, and it's probably gonna be a Samoan song because we've been talking
that's
about.
dope, Bruce. Yeah.
It's gonna start tapping into that more, but it's probably gonna be a Samoan song.
You guys have never been on a track together?
No,
Yeah, that's what I
no,
thought.
only at the firesides. Only at the church firesides. Oops, that's where we've sang together, or at the family birthdays when that's. Get up and
The
sing
items,
a song.
huh?
Get up and
Just
sing
for
a
the
song.
item,
Sing
huh?
an item right now. Hurry up. Like, Dad, I don't want to get up now.
Yeah, so-
Nah, early next year, most likely.
Oh, dope,
Yeah.
man.
Stay
I'm
tuned
looking
for that.
forward
That
to
would be cool.
Heck
Yeah, no,
Bruce.
but that's good. I'm glad it's gonna be in Samoan.
Yeah.
Because it was J. King when he came out with Cinderella.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first I've heard like.
From a non-Samoan singer-songwriter singing.
Yeah.
And that went viral, that
Yeah.
track. So.
Yeah. I just didn't like how short it was.
Yeah, Samoan. But you're smart for that, man, because he would have done that and people would have had to continue listening to it
Right,
for
right,
that part.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if people know, it takes 12 seconds. Like, you got to listen to a song for like 12 seconds for that to count as a stream. Or
Right,
like
right.
anywhere between 6 to 12 seconds.
Okay.
So that was very strategic. I don't think he even did that on purpose, but
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, did this guy do this on purpose? Because that's a very smart way to
Yeah.
get your streams up.
Yeah.
He put it in the middle and was like, oh, yep, you guys going to have to wait till that part.
Yeah.
Even if you fast forward, that's still
Yeah.
a stream.
Yeah.
No, that song is a banger. dude.
Yeah, bro.
Like
Yeah.
we still blasting that song.
It's funny. Sorry, I know we're like wrapping up, but
No,
J.
you good.
King, I want to talk about J. King. So I live in, you know how I was saying, I lived in an area called Liverpool. So J. King is from Liverpool, and so actually my very, 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 like my very first experience of being in a studio and going into like anywhere where there was like a laptop and stuff was at a like a youth center / YMCA kind of thing. I don't know if they have, they have that here.
Yeah.
It was in Liverpool, and it was called Street University, where kids can come in after school. And they had like a room for like, they had MacBooks or iMacs, and then you can go make music. They had a dance room, and then they had like a lunch room, a library, game room, and a studio. So I remember my first experience was I booked in to go in there, and I was like by myself. And when I booked in, the person coming out was actually J. King. And this is, I don't know if you guys remember his first song. It's like Bend Over, like all his early bangers.
I like Pacific Girl featuring MOS.
Man, probably don't even know.
I love that song.
Well, if it's anything from back in the days, if he apparently was recording out of that studio. So, anyways, my first experience was walking in. He was coming out, and I was like, "Oh, it's good to meet you." At that time, I was Kid Cali.
Yeah.
I was Kid Cali because everyone in Sydney, everyone was talking about, "Oh, who's this kid from?" Because it was unheard of back then, like for Islanders with American accents to be living in Sydney or living in Australia. And yeah, so you knew me as Kid Cali. He's like, oh, bro, good to meet you. I'm like, hey, I'm Kid Cali. Like, good to meet you. That was gonna be my artist name. And then I was-
Yeah.
So he taught
Glad
me.
you changed Deuce.
And that's the only thing I changed about. And then I pretty much almost like I asked him without asking. I was like, I don't know how to use like the mic and stuff. I know how to use Logic, but can you like plug me in, tell me the levels? J King taught me how to do my first like everything. Like he taught me how
that's
to
dope.
record into the mic, and ever since then, I will never forget that story. Before I had my own setup at home, it was at that youth center, and J King was coming out, and it was around the time we had all those songs, and I know he was definitely in there making one of those songs that he dropped, because I remember looking at the history of the files. I was like, oh, okay. Let me have a listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, man. Shout out
Yeah.
J King.
Yeah, shout out to J
He
King.
definitely
man.
J. King.
definitely plays a role in my story for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's dope,
That's
Luis.
Yeah.
what's up.
We've never known that,
Yeah.
man.
I just thought about it now. It's like, oh, J King, yeah.
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 Yeah, because he lives in the area, so like he's always around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's here to like it's cool to hear the connections you've had with like all these Polynesian artists, Pacific Island artists. You know what I mean? That you've crossed paths with,
Yeah.
or like collabed with, or it's just like had like some type of connection
Yeah.
with. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really
Thanks,
cool.
Luis.
Yeah, who's saying it's cool because J King, like Cece said, he's been listening to him before, like his old stuff. I was listening to his old stuff, like he would do reggae covers
Yeah.
of like a lot of old reggae songs that I like, but nobody does a reggae cover of them.
Yeah.
But he did them, and
Yeah.
it's like, man,
killed 'em. He
Yeah,
was
he
killing
was
'em.
dope
Yeah.
on the reggae
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah.
Zeus. So like I had like a whole playlist. And I remember when he came out with Cinderella, then X hit me up. He was like, hey, you hear the song? I was like, yeah, bro, J King, man, he's dope.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you heard of him? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because
totally.
not a lot of people know his old stuff. Like
Yeah.
he really has been putting
He's
in
been,
for
a
years.
long
I think
time.
honestly, like probably around the same time Noise started, before or even before Noise started. So, well, no, Noise has been mixing for a while, but J King as a singer was like one of those singers that have been around.
Yeah. That's why I have a SoundCloud, because a lot of the old reggae
Yeah.
songs and like people's old songs
Yep.
is on SoundCloud.
Yep.
And so like you can't get it on Spotify.
Yep.
So a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
artists keep stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why I still have my SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Quick question: Is GarageBand like one of the older models of like
That's
making
like
music?
so that comes free with MacBook
Okay.
with the Apple, because I think it's an Apple based program.
Yeah.
So that's what I started off on.
Yeah.
I started off on GarageBand.
GarageBand. Okay.
Ooh, so you're gonna make a single?
Oh no, because actually with Sean Elite,
Yeah.
when he was making music, actually one of his singles. You remember
Yeah,
that song?
yeah, that
X?
one's really
so
good.
that was one of his like singles that he released like back in like 2010.
Okay.
But I would be there when he would be recording.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, hey man, it's kind of cool. You know
I
what I mean?
started, yeah, that's what I started on too, GarageBand. Like that's what I did the Dorn,
Yeah.
the Dorn
Yeah.
Paranoid. I did
Yeah.
it all on GarageBand. Yeah.
Yeah.
GarageBand, yeah.
So let me ask you, so with like some of your older stuff, like let's say there's something that's like you released when you were like first starting off your career, is there a possibility that you can like redo it again and then re-release it, like because now you have a bigger following and like something that you loved or something?
Yeah. I don't want to say the name of the song, but there's a song I did,
Yeah.
like one of the very first ones I did on SoundCloud. It was like one of my bigger ones. But I need to figure out how to change the name, because the name of the song is actually like, it's not a good name. But yeah, those are one of the songs that we might re-release on streaming. But I feel like there's a lot of hidden gems on SoundCloud that could go
yeah.
streaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny you mention that, because we were talking about this like this year.
Yeah.
Like going on SoundCloud, reproducing everything and putting it back onto Apple, Spotify. iTunes. So yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And that's why like I was happy that you sang like She Mad She Angry at Holo Holo,
Yeah.
because like not a lot of people know that song.
Nah.
But then also like because I remember talking to you about it, like I like that song because it's the Bob Marley sample.
Yep.
And so I remember when you guys left back to Australia, I gave you the Bob Marley flag that was hanging in my room. And I was like, all right, hopefully this guy.
Still there.
Yeah.
Still there.
Takes the Bob Marley flag.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's hanging it's in the studio.
In the studio.
It's been on the first studio at the new house, and now it's back in the middle, the room inside the house studio. So yeah. Yeah, I remember that
so-
flag.
Because that's all I had in my room was Bob Marley flags.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give this to
But
TJ.
She Mad She Angry was a cover. That's Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah. Right.
But
right.
he sampled Bob Marley.
Yeah.
What What was the song? Do you remember?
It was do 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 wop shoo wop shoo wop doo.
Yeah, it was, I can't
I
remember.
think it was how many times I
Yeah, that
told
one.
you
That song.
Yeah, how
I
many
didn't
times?
know it was a sample until someone after was like, "Yeah, bro, it's a sample of a Bob Marley joint."
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like that one, because you can hear the Bob Marley
In the
sample.
background,
In
yeah.
the background.
Even She Mad She Angry, like probably not, because people like what they first hear.
Right.
But I considered like reproducing She Mad with the same vocals
Uh-huh.
and just making the beat more new.
Oh,
not
yeah.
not changing the beat, just
Right.
making it
Just
fresh, because
adding,
that was
yeah.
very like garage bandish.
Yeah.
Like when I
Yeah.
did She Mad She Angry, it was very garage bandish. So
Right.
yeah.
But it still sounded good, man.
Yeah.
I love the.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm no like sound freaking connoisseur when it comes to
Yeah.
music,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's crazy how you can tell where it was recorded on, whether it's like SoundCloud or no, whether it's on GarageBand or like what are the other programs they
Logic
use?
Pro,
Yeah,
Loops.
Fruity Loops.
I mean, like, would you agree, TJ? Like, can you
Yeah.
tell if it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, you can like you can definitely tell from the program that they use, but also the well, I think nowadays, 5-6 years ago you
Yeah.
couldn't, but nowadays you're able to save. You could save things with the mixing, the editing. You can save a lot of like damaged sound with a good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, like no,
Yeah.
it was
It was
unheard
tough.
of.
See, like for
Yeah.
example, like K-Nova, shout out to K-Nova.
Yeah.
One of his, like some of his early songs, like Amateur Lover and all that, like you could tell that was garage band.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
back in the days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, everyone like I went to GarageBand too, and I was recording on a lot. Actually, a lot of the importance of the recording comes from the mic you have,
Yeah.
and that's why there's mics that cost like 100.
Yeah.
Some mics cost 50,000.
Yeah.
Just because of the quality and then the interface as well that the
Yeah.
mic goes into.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can enhance it, but yeah, 5-6 years ago it was like, nah, who's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can save it a lot with the
Yeah.
mixing.
Right.
A
Yeah.
lot more advanced equipment nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are lucky these days, man.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
say that. The kids nowadays,
Say loudos.
the kids are lucky these days, man. If they knew what we had to go through
For real.
to make music, oh,
For real.
Yeah. Seriously.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah. For sure.
The fact that we are having a hard time ending this convo.
yeah. 'Cause I'm enjoying this.
No,
No,
exactly.
no, it's
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It's like evil. You know what I mean?
But yeah, bro. I mean, man, we love talking with you. We
was
love
good.
our combos tonight and all the questions and the answers and knowledge that you've given us. Moose. So we appreciate so much your time, Moose. We know your time is very valuable, especially being out here
Yeah.
in Cali. There's so many things that so many people pull in you in different directions to kind of get your time.
Nah, but it was good to be here. Honestly, like I've been looking forward to coming here. Yeah, even before I came, Beat was like, man, make sure you make time to get on the podcast. I was like, nah, you don't even got to worry. I'm already on that. Because I remember Keller was like when in the studio when he
When you recorded.
when he did the one with you guys. So I was like, yeah, when I go over there, because I was gonna be like, let's do one on Zoom.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going there soon. We'll just wait till I get there.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to do everybody on in person when you guys
Yeah.
came. But when Keller told me he wasn't gonna come
Yeah.
out, I was like, all right, dude, let's just do on
Yeah.
Zoom, and then I'll wait for Pina and Jay to come out because then we can just do it in person.
Man, I'm so happy that you had Maka and
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I can't wait for that one. I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, we're gonna drop that. And Pina, she gave her feedback. She said she was really happy about it, and to be able to see Maka, which is what we wanted to do, was to not only showcase Pina because she's so successful as a singer, but also Maka being the behind the scenes.
People don't understand.
Exactly, man. That it takes a lot to be able to have your family
Yeah.
to be with you
Yeah.
at these shows and these events.
And that's why I'm single. That's why I'm a single dad. Because it's hard to. I give a lot to Mako because it's not easy being on the other side of dating a musician, a touring artist
Yeah.
for that matter. Because not all musicians are touring artists, you know?
Yeah.
So to be able to support someone in that scene takes a lot. So I give it to Mako.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
love that dude, man. I told in the podcast you'll see it, dude. So I told him, man, he reminds me a lot of your pops.
Yeah.
Like
Very much like that,
yeah,
man.
so
That's
like
why.
that.
That's why I got a lot of love for him.
Oh yeah.
And with, one thing with my brother-in-law, like he's a very quiet guy.
Yeah.
And I know you guys could tell he's very quiet. And so for him to be on a podcast and to be stepping out of his comfort zone was a lot.
Yeah.
But Man, because I try and tell him like, bro, I love you, and he gets like offers sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I love you too. Because he's a shy dude.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I give
Yeah.
it to him, man. Like any couple, like where one is a touring artist and is away doing this kind of industry where there's temptations around.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and any partner who can support that, genuinely support it, and still stay at home with the kids.
Yeah.
Whether it's the boyfriend or the husband or the wife or the girlfriend, yeah, it takes a lot. So I give it to anybody who's in that position.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man. And that's why what we kind of wanted to showcase was having your family and being a family unit in these places that are not necessarily family friendly and family oriented.
Yep.
So we're so grateful for Pina and Maka to have their time on the podcast and donating their time to be on the podcast with us. And so just as grateful to you. So we love
Pleasure's
you,
all
brother.
mine. Love you, bro. Thank you guys so much for having me, man. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
appreciate it. So love you, Sully. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this latest episode of the PAC Nation podcast. I'm X,
I'm 60.
and we hope to see you again for the next episode. And we're thankful again to Kennyon Brown for joining us. And we'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. Peace out.
Peace.
Sir.
Cool.
Peace out.